All right, I'd like to do a demo on some PowerPoint features. Some of these will be on the final exam. And let's just do this exercise right here. This is from the course web page down in the PowerPoint section. So if you click on that, you get the instructions here. And let's start with that. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this window out of the way and drag PowerPoint back in, but you'll see I'll be running through these instructions as we do the PowerPoint sample. Take that out of the way. I could make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so excuse me, the first thing we want to do is choose one of these themes. The project used the droplet theme. I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Double click on that, and whoops, forget that. And we'll just do what's on the thing. Lake effect snow. Okay, of course, let's fix our spelling right away. Okay, so that would be this very first, the few first steps right here on the lake effect snow. And then we want to go ahead and make another slide. So when I do new slide here, I'm going to choose this title and content. This is probably the most common slide that people use right here. So in here, you'll see the definition. Well, I type in definition, and then I'm just going to type in the text that he has there. Okay, of course, fix warmer. Now what I do here, you'll notice on the PowerPoint thing, these are indented right here. So what I usually do to get that effect is I just go ahead and type with it outdented. And then I indent later. Okay, let me fix this spelling here. And this spelling here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these three, and then you notice up here are the different levels of indent. Well, you can't outdent any further, but you can indent those three. Now, on the thing, it says add this picture, which is this thing here. So I'm going to click on this picture here. I'm going to right-click, copy image. Okay, right, and then I'm just going to come down here, and I'm just going to paste it. Okay, it goes up there, but that's all right. Whoops, I'll drag the image down. I have a tough time grabbing that image. I guess be careful not to, when you paste it up somewhere outside of this box. If it's inside the box, I think it must tie to it. I never noticed that before, but I guess that's the way it is. I'm going to expand this a little bit, just resize it. And then we want to add a block arrow, and it should say you are here. So the block arrow is under the Insert tab, then Shapes, and I want a left pointing block arrow. We could actually use any one to flip it around, but we do a left pointing block arrow. Okay, you are here. I'm going to leave it blue. Shrink it down a little bit. I'm going to rotate it. And what we're talking about, you are here, is you are standing on the land somewhere. So somewhere, something along those lines right there would be good. Okay, and there's all kinds of formatting you can do with these. You know, you click on the object and it brings you up to this formatting. Like if you wanted an well, that's text outline. If you want a shape outline, you could put a little black line. In theory, there's a black line around that. Yeah, if you can see, that's purple right there. A tiny little purple outline around it, but you don't really necessarily need to do that. Okay, so that's the second slide. Let's make another slide. Go back to the assignment here. The third slide is this. So the secret to this is to make a background image for the slide. So because we need to type this text over top of the image. And so the image is in the background. It also takes the full screen. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to insert another slide. And this time, I'm just going to make it a blank one as a good example. Okay, just a plain blank slide. And then now I need to go to the internet and grab an image. I go to images.google and I'm going to do lake effects snow. Okay. And this is kind of interesting here. But that's going to be hard to get text over top of it. So this one will be good. No, I don't want that one either. I'll do this one. Okay, so view image. I'm gonna now here we need to save this image, so I'm gonna save it to my downloads folder. I call it LE Snow for Lake Effect Snow. Okay, and I'm going to bring this back over now. So what we do here is we go to the Design tab, Format Background, and we want a picture or texture fill, and then I want to pick picture from a file because I downloaded it, and I put it in my downloads folder, and I called it LE Snow. Okay, so notice how that puts it there. Now see this white area and these bubbles? Now if you don't want that, you can hide background graphics, which I'm going to do here. Now back on the assignment, I need to put this. How do I get this text on there? What I'm going to use is a text box. I use these a lot in practice with PowerPoint. So just make a text box. Title, actually it's all cap. Okay, now that's really small. I'm going to make it much bigger. And I'm also going to bold it so you can read it a little bit better. And I also want to center it. Okay, and I wonder if I want to, they don't do it on the assignment, but I want the shape fill. And I want something very light. Oh, that's not very light. I'll just leave it like that for now. Actually, let's do a text outline. I don't know why it filled the whole thing in purple, but it filled the whole thing in purple. Oh, right. I want text fill to be black and text outline to be, I don't know. There we go. That's a little easier to read. Now you'll see on the bottom here, image from wherever I got the image from. So I got the image from, I'm just going to say image from this site right here. And again, I'm going to make another text box, insert text box. Now this will show up nice because it's in the snow. And I paste the URL in there. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. I'm going to make this bigger. So I'm going to make this, I don't know, 32. I'm going to stretch it out a bit. And I also want to center everything in here. Yeah. Maybe I'll stretch it out all the way. Yeah. So it's a little bit different than what is here. But he left, for one thing, he left his background image on, background stuff here, which sometimes you want to just have some PowerPoint slides with just a bunch of images, and that's how you can do it with that. Okay, so the next thing here, slide 4, is make this slide here. Okay, so we need more images from the internet. Well, first of all, we need to make another slide. And that can be another blank slide. And let's go back to the internet. And so what he has on that assignment is someone sitting at a beach, right? So I'm just going to take this one real quick. Copy this image. Paste it. It's big, but that's all right. I'm going to shrink it down. And then we need an image of somebody snowboarding. Okay, so let me take this one here. This looks like a good one. I'm going to right click and copy that. And I'm also going to paste this into here. Oh, it's huge. So I need to get that to the top corner. If you do this, get the top corner and hopefully not too high up there. I went so high it moved me to the next. Oh, did it again. Guys, just so I can see that top. What I'm trying to do is get to that top left corner. I'm using the wheel of my mouse. Shrink it way down. Keep shrinking it down. Move it over. I'm going to zoom in or make the screen smaller so I can see what I'm doing here. So I need that way smaller, way smaller. I'm going to zoom back up here. You can see what I'm doing there. Okay, now the secret here is what we want to do to this image is we want to crop to a shape. Crop to a shape, and in the sample, they're doing the call out or the cloud call out. And so we can redirect the cloud call out to like these people here are actually thinking about snowboarding. Though they are on the beach, they are thinking about snowboarding. That's the whole idea of this particular slide, because there's fun things to do. Right here, again, is the thing. You can see this guy sitting here thinking about snowboarding. Okay. And let me shrink this down a bit. We need to put a text box, and lake effect snow can be fun. So that's that with that. Of course, that font is tiny. Let me select that font, and I'll make it that. Make it a little bit bigger. So this is all customizable, obviously. And that's kind of similar to what's going on over here. Same idea. So, okay, the next slide is the review. The most difficult slide. And this is actually one slide here, but what we want is every time we click, we want the word definitions and this image to show up. Then we click again and we want large accumulations to show up, and then this image to show over top of that image. And then fun, we click again, fun shows up, and we want these images to pop up. So we're going to use animation to make this slide. So first of all, let's make a new slide. Let's make title and content. And the title is review. And then I'm gonna type the stuff in. Definitions. Large accumulation, and fun. Okay. And so let's just take a look at this. So we go to the animation pane or tab, and I'm going to close this out. We need to show the animation pane. To do what we want to do, we have to show this animation pane. Okay, so you click on the line item definition. Okay, and I'm going to add, these are all the animations for when coming in. I just want to do emphasis, or when you clicked and have the text leave the screen. So these are all going to be entrances. So I'm going to have them, I don't even know what wheel is. Let's have them wheel in. Okay. So by default, it does it to all three. Okay. So let's run this real quick to see what it's doing. So I run review. Right, so every click it does something. Okay, so I hit this little slideshow button to run it. So the next thing we need to do is get the images. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to just simply Control-C to copy, and I'm going to paste that into here. Okay, right there. So I need this to animate also. I'm going to have it also do a wheel. Okay. So, but the thing is, I want this picture not to show up after all these, but I want it to come in with definitions. And to do that, in the animation pane, you click and drag and bring this up underneath the definition. So now it's definitions and then the picture, but I need this picture to start with the previous. Okay, so now picture 4 and definitions are tied together. Let's run this to show you what I'm talking about. So I click, and they both come in at the same time. Okay, so that's the gist of it. Once you have that, it's easy. The next thing is large accumulations. I'm going to need to insert that picture again. Okay, I want it just to barely cover this because I still have to have the fun thing. So I have that picture there. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to do animations, and I want that to, let's have it bounce. Let's have large accumulations also bounce. Okay, so again, I don't know why they call it picture 4 again, but we got to take this and drag it up underneath large accumulations, hit the down arrow, and start with previous. Let's run that. So we click, those do the wheel in, we click again, and that's where we're at. So we have to do one more of the fun. So the fun was, I'm clicking this, holding control, clicking that, going to do control C. So again, I clicked here, I held control and clicked here. So the control selected them both, and then I did control C to copy. Now I'm going to come here and do control V to paste, and I need the whole thing shrunk. Oh, I don't want that. There we go. I'm glad it let me do that. But I really want it to cover the other picture for some reason. I guess that's close enough. So we have these pictures. So let's click on fun. I'm going to have fun float in. I thought I just did fun to float. Yeah. Definition should be the wheel. Okay. So I think we lost something here. Anyways, after fun, I want these two pictures to start with previous, and these ones were they were float in, and this one was also a float in, and fun should be a float in. Let's run this. I think we have some errors here, but let's run it. Okay, so we have an issue with these images are always there. So something's not right here. Oh, I know what it is. I gotta take, I actually have to stack it a different way. This has got to be on the bottom. This has got to be bring to front, and this has got to be, no, that's not right. This has got to be on the back. This has got to be, so what I'm doing here with these send to back and whatnot, I'm stacking them. So I'm hoping these shouldn't show. Oh, they do show. But they're showing up in the background. Okay, I'm having an order issue here. So this picture here needs to go under, somehow we lost our order. This picture here needs to go underneath definitions. These pictures, I don't see where these pictures are at on the thing here. Well, let's run this and see what this does. Nope, that's the same thing. Okay, what's happened is I lost the animation for these. So I click on the image and I make it float in. I click on this image and I want it also to float in. And then I need to edit. These need to both start with previous. Okay, let's take a look at this. There we go. So review. We click. Oh, that floats in a wheel over there. Large accumulation. And the fun. So I know we're going to do wheel. We still could do that. You could easily do that just by clicking on here and having it. Oh, we're doing bounce there. Of course, we want picture 4 to bounce also. I mean, not that you have to do that, but that's how you would do that. Let's run this and see. That does that. That bounces. And this floats in. All right, good. And if we go back to the assignment, that's it. That's it for that one.